Well, hello there, and welcome back to Prehistoric Park, the finale of Season 1. Yeah, it's been quite a while, a year and a half since the last episode from this world. I had to take a break, but yeah, I'm going to talk more about why I took a break and why I have decided to move on to Season 2 at the end of this episode. But first I'm going to take a proper tour of this park. And I have decided to start here at spawn. This is a helipad where you spawn in. I never got around to invite any friends on here, but this is where they would have spawned in, which I think is pretty cool. I got a helicopter here and a hangar with parts of a helicopter in here and a repair station. I like this place. Got this road theme going on that links up quite a lot of the park. And this was my car for a long time. At a point I did add in a mod that added functional cars, but none of those are at spawn. We'll see them later. And this is how spawn looks like with the new texture pack and shaders that I'm going to use in Season 2. As you could see, I was missing quite a lot of blocks from that structure here. That's because I'm updating to 1.18.2 and quite a lot of mods I've used on here is not going to be with me, either because there isn't any update to them or I have decided to go for something else. So throughout the tour I am planning to show short clips of how the place looks like with the update. And you can see there is missing quite a lot. Moving out, this is where my Cretaceous dinosaurs live. Herbivore dinosaurs, that is. Here we got the Ankylosaurus and the Triceratops. And over where the visitors can walk out on the fence to have a look, we got a Pachycephalosaurus. His friend should be nearby. I always made sure that I had at least 2 eggs to hatch whenever I introduced animals in the park. This is quite a big paddock or pen or habitat or whatever I have, which is split down the middle, having Cretaceous creature on this place, and on the other side we got the Jurassic herbivore dinosaurs, and the only one we got is a Brachiosaurus. Well, we got 2 of them. Other one is over there. Hi. And the road over from spawn, heading past the hatchery. This is where I hatched my herbivore dinosaurs for this paddock. So just inside here we got my first NPC for this tour, which is Miss Celia. I'll talk about her later in the tour. Yeah. And also there is Bacon. They are friends of mine that I have added in using an NPC mod. Next point of the tour is this place, the farm. There are a couple other NPC friends of mine. I'm not a big fan of this house, but yeah, this is a farm, just a regular animal and crops farm that provide the park. I like this silos and it's actually functional. This is where I store my food. You got a big red barn with the space upstairs. Here is some of the rituals. Interior wasn't my strong point back when I built this. Still might not be, but I was very limited on 1.12 which I built this. I do like these lamps I made in this Chisels Bits mod. I love lamps. And back here is where the animals are. They all got spaces inside as well. The chicken coop here. And also the vegetable garden back here. and the wheat field are the things I'm most happy with about this place. Well, and the silo. It's a good build. Moving on, we got a crossroad, and we are going to head this direction. This is my favorite paddock, with a road going alongside it. Really got the Jurassic Park feeling. You see, this is the T-Rex paddock. Just imagine driving along here during night, not knowing where she is. And we got a watchtower up here on the side. This gives us a good view of where she drinks water. And over there she is. I don't got any zoom, so let's fly in here. Hello! She got some loud noises. She always had that. What's really weird with a newborn hatchling making that loud sound. Moving back to the crossroads, here is my guard. I reskinned the iron golems to look like big balding security guards with a nice fancy mustache. I like those guys. This is one of my proudest addition to this place. I'm very likely to add in some things similar in the next season, but I'm probably going to spend more time adding in details to the uniform. So this is the worker village and lab area. We can start with the security office here. Very plain interior. It is really something I want to improve on for future builds. Security officer Jeannie is not in here. We'll see her later on the tour. This is the thing I'm most happy with. Again made in Chisels Bits. It's a rifle. And on the table you got a couple of tranq darts. Right, and I also got this board. You can pause the video and have a look if you want to, but there was a couple of things. I liked the farm over there that was on the board, and I finished it, so I took it down and added something new. This is one of my first build, just a little garden with a fountain, nothing else. And over here is my house, which is where I've been having my base of operation from day one. And the interior isn't the greatest, it's mostly functional. And this building is the lab. So in here there is a lot of these guys around, so apologize for the sound they make. Here is where Dr. Noobstein lives. I really didn't do much to the interior. And in here is where there is actual functional thing. I'm missing a bit there. It's the same that is over here. It's the culture vats. This is where you put in DNA with some biogoo or milk, I think, something to turn into an egg. The reason these are in here in quarantine is because every now and then they failed and needed to be contained. There was one failing here. This didn't need to be contained because this was for plants, and you just got mutant plant. You got actual mutants in here, which was reskinned zombies, I think. And this room, where all my analyzing is. You put fossils, plant fossil, biofossils, analyze it, you get all the different DNA. I was getting ready to populate the park. I just need to build more paddocks. I didn't do much with archaeology bits, but you could repair these broken stuff and use them in the workbench here. And upstairs there is only one room, and this is the nicest room in this building. This is the head of archaeology office. Felt like it was a bit easier to decorate with bits in the mod. We'll see the head of archaeology, Dr. Cozy, in a bit. She's out in the field. And here is where I never got around to continue building, and there was a ravine. Don't remember if I had any ideas how to include that. Over here there is an empty building and the cafeteria, which got another friend of me, Wolfer. This is a right place. Even got a stereo in the back. Or jukebox, I guess. With an actual jukebox. And over here we got the nether portal system I started. I had big plans, but I only got to finish this one. It's a train with some simple decorations and portal on tracks. I spent a lot of time on the tracks. I think I only built on it in one video. And then in the remaining time, I spent a good amount of time off camera building. And this almost turned back to spawn. As you can see on the map here, I want to add in the train station here, and looking a little bit up here, this is where the one train station I finished is. The railway going this direction connects back up with the road. And I think we should follow the road over there, because by Swan is where the visitors come by helicopter. And then they follow the road here. They're not going in there, that's why we got security. Maybe someone goes there to be eaten. I mean, not at all. This direction. Here is the fancy place. This is the welcome center. This is what I was working on when I took a break from the place. So this building is just a shell, but there is quite a lot I have done, especially on the inside, since the last episode I included this. So there is a few new things, at least the floor and plants in here, and I think maybe some of the walls as well. Don't really remember. I think maybe this was just a facade. It was just this one wall, and the rest I have built since then. Yeah, this was very inspired by the Jurassic Park entrance. The chest is a little bit in the way, but I wanted to have the grand staircase and T-Rex skeleton or something, maybe something else standing in front here. And I was working on the layout and all that for the other rooms, planning out. This is where the delivery was going to be. Maybe I was going to put a trailer or something, that would be cool. I really like the garden bit in front of her. This was very nice, especially for the textures I was working with at the time with 1.12. And this is where the railway joins in. I made a station, I didn't add a train. It ends just over there. There is quite a long distance in that direction over to the next part of the park. But if we go back here, in my very last video I released on this place, I made this memorial park. And I always had plans to make this, but I was going to wait until I had a loss in the park. Animal or something that I wanted to add in a memorial thing for. But sadly, this was way too real. It was actual real life. One of my subscribers died, so I made this angel statue for her. Yeah, this is Miss Celia, which you saw earlier in the tour. I have an NPC of her. And here is Genie and Mega Gran, which are the security in my park. They knew Celia as well, so I found it fitting that they were here. Okay, we are done with this part of the park, most of it, so I'm heading over to the nether to show you the next bit. I never got around to do much in the nether part of the park. Over here I got two portals, that one we'll see in the overworld in a moment, but let's go through this one. Here we are in my Ice Age area. You see, not all animals in the park are dinosaurs. There were actually quite a lot of mammals, Ice Age creatures, so I did start planning out. If you follow my cursor, you can see where I marked up where I wanted to fence in a big herbivore habitat here, but I only got around to figure out fence design. Yeah, fence should go all the way over to the water edge here, and right next to it I had this swamp where I wanted to have the Platybelodon. which is an ancient elephant that lived in swamp places. I spawned in one just so you could see. This is just a baby, so they grow bigger, but you can see they look a bit funny. These are my attempt at making mangrove trees before mangroves was added to the game. There wasn't announced as a plan even. I think they stole the plans from me because they included it just after I made this. Since I made this, I have started to look more at what the block looks like than what it named. So using oak stairs with oak log doesn't really look that good. Spruce stairs would have blended in better. Anyways, if we head over in this direction, there is a village and also the end of the railroad, which is quite a distance in that direction, back where the welcome center. This is very inspired of Jurassic World, with the main street going down to the water creatures area, and I was going to have shops and cafes and stuff like that on either side. I did get to add a coffee bar here and this gift shop and also a toilet. The important stuff. I forgot to mention, back in the worker village there was always also a toilet behind the cafeteria. It's important to think about guests and employees' needs. Down here is where we can see into the one water paddock where I actually got a creature. Night vision potions are much needed there. Hello, come up. That's the Mosasaurus. I actually named that one. His name is Aaron, which is named after my oldest nephew. Hi Aaron. I agree. And of course we got a feeding crane and a gate out to the ocean. Very inspired by Jurassic World. Almost done with the tour. This trail here lead over to the grave mounds I have made. This is very inspired by Nordic heritage. I talked more about it in the video where I made this. These runes on the wall is actually paintings that I have repainted. Like this one says Ole was here in runes. And this is Misty, another of my friends. She's the guy there. I made a total of 3 grave mounds with a camp in the middle where the head of Archeology, Cozy, lives. This one is the small one, just one room. Should mention that this rune here is actually a famous one, more than 1,000 years old, that says man knows little. And you can see on the side here that it's paintings. It's a very good one. Right, so I apologize about this sound. I am going to turn off the sound just for a second while I get close here. You see, this is so old version that we had to do this if you wanted to have campfires. Yeah, campfires wasn't added in back then, so this is basically almost stands in a circle, balancing between water, lava, a bed and fence. It's a whole mess. And you can't place blocks there, so you have to use a piston to press it down. And then you ended up with this, which looks very fancy, but it got that very annoying sound. So whenever I was in this area, I just had to turn it off. So yeah, this is the camp with Dr. Cozy. She's actually my sister and archaeologist in real life. So it was very fitting for her to have this job. She taught me a lot about the runes and grave mounds and stuff, which I talked about in the episode I made this. Oh, and this is the last one of the grave mounds. I have a grave, actual grave down here, and an upper bit with just the famous rune. This is a tar pit, which doesn't make sense next to a grave mound. This, they wouldn't be found near each other, but yeah, it's my world. I did it like this. And we got a tent there with a couple of guys, and this is another proud Chisel and Bit creation. It is a mammoth tusk. Very cool. This is actually the end of the tour bit of this episode. Only thing left when I added Aaron the Mosasaurus. That episode I made in Norwegian, by the way, since my nephews wasn't really that good at English yet at that time. And I decided to add my other nephew, the younger one, Samuel, as a puppy. Oh, and here you got a clip of this area in 1.18. Many missing blocks and no animals. Both of those are very big reasons why I have decided to start a new season. I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. The tour bit is over, but I got some stuff to say. And while I do that, I'll show some footage I took flying through the park earlier. You see, there were several reasons why I didn't continue. I had experienced that several of my ideas either didn't turn out as well as I wanted to, or I just couldn't do them because of the limitation on 1.12. A bit with the old textures, I am not a big fan of them. They had a really nice glow up in a later update, and also the big one is that Mojang actually added quite a lot of the stairs and slabs we wanted to the game, but that was after 1.12, so back in this version, very limited. And now that I'm getting back into the game, January of this year, 2025, the Fossils and Archeology mod finally updated to 1.18. It has been years. I had given up that this mod was ever going to be worked on again. And that gave me drive to go back and build on this again. But as you have seen in a few clips in this episode, I would have to repair just about every build in my park, in my world. I wasn't too keen on doing that. And if you add in that all the creatures in the park, with the exception of Sam the dog, was gone. And that if I wanted to gather stuff for the mod, I would have traveled even further out that I have been to load new chunks to find the new modded blocks. I couldn't get inspired at all to start on that. Also, in the season 2, I'm going to make my videos a little bit different. Come to think about it, it's probably going to be quite a lot different. It's going to be more roleplay. I don't think I'm going to explain too much about things from video to video about mods and stuff like that. Update you, the audience. So I have decided to make a prologue video where I'm going to talk about the series and a little bit about some of the mods, to explain some stuff going on and talk about the series in a different way than I'm going to do in episodes. Lag spike. Yeah, lag is also one of the reasons I needed a break from this world. I do have a new PC now since a year and a half ago when I last made videos on here. So it should handle the world better, but that was a big part of why I took a break from it in the first place. Some of the things I used in the mods, which I have not brought with me to the next series, I strongly suspect was causing quite a lot of lag. Towards the end I could only play like 10-15 minutes before the lag got too much in certain areas. Also, I have had that wither looking skin for quite a long while, with some tweaks every now and then, like the park uniform. Let me show you my new skin that I'm going to use in the new series. So yeah, I figured it was a good time to update with the new Season 2 coming. But this is it for Season 1. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.